and I went to my door and my night clothes. I opened my door, like, come back. I was crying. I was distraught. I was brokenhearted still. He came to me in my dream and he said, I know you're upset with me, but be mad at me. It's okay. It's okay that you're mad at me. It's okay that you're mad at me. I can take it. And he walked out of the door. And it was crazy. I still remember that dream. I still remember what he had on. I still remember everything. I just remember it. And again, just the things I was angry because I'm like, man, you didn't have control over it, I guess, but how could you leave your kids? How could you do this? How could you do that? How could you leave your sister? How could you leave your mom? How could this happen? How could this blaming him? I was so angry. Like, you did this, like, come on, you promised. And there was so many things, I'm not going to really go into too much detail, but there were so many things that I didn't know that was going on with my brother. He kept it from me out of the love for his poo, for me. He didn't, he knew I wouldn't, I don't know. He just knew, I guess, I wouldn't be able to take it, to know what was really going on with them. So I didn't know. So his death was even the more the shock, because I'm like, man, there was so many things that I didn't know what was going on. So honor before it's too late.
Yeah,
Let's try to.
because we don't know. It's just crazy. Like, you don't know, so it's like you have to value that. And because I think the world, and we was talking about this before we came on here, it's like the world is almost suited to kind of allow for you to dishonor people.
Mm-hmm.
I can cuss you out. You know, back in the day, we was talking about even raising kids. Like, they used to talk about it takes a village to raise kids. Now it's just like, you can't say nothing to my kid.
Yeah. But why though?
But why? I mean,
why don't we want the same thing? Why don't we want people to say anything to our kids?
the honor's gone because they don't honor adults because okay, we're gonna go here. Some adults don't
honor them.
Yeah, some adults don't honor them, but the adults acting worse than the kids. Yeah. Like I hate using current terms. You busting it down, Tatiana. What? With the kids.
Don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
You out here twerking with the kids.
I mean,
and it's like, you want to tell me to not have sex? You dishonoring yourself out here. You dancing worse than I am. Why I gotta honor you?
Yeah, but as well as yeah. Some people, my mom and I, we talk about this all the time. Shouts out to Daryl.
Shouts out to Daryl.
Yes, I love her life. Yes. Her whole life.
Oh yeah.
From all 47 years of it.
All 47 years of your life.
I don't know how old she is. That's an insider. That's a joke.
Oh.
So my mom, she talks about her upbringing, and with her upbringing, children are to be seen and not heard. And
same with my mom.
Right. Children are to be seen and not heard. But in that, 62. Hooray. I'll get your age one day. Children are to be seen and not heard. But in that, there's so much trauma connected to that. Now, I get it. Stay in the child's place. I get all of that. But there were some things that was going on that the children seen and shouldn't have, that the children heard and shouldn't have, that the children had to deal with and shouldn't have. So my mom, she tells me, we talk about, different things, and even things that she dealt with, things that she witnessed, things that her siblings, her friends, and, things that they had to deal with. So
I don't know where you're at.
So the whole, it takes a village to raise a child and all of that stuff. Yeah, it does. It does. But we have to be careful who we allow in that village. Because, in this generation, in this time, in the generations to come, because my kids are some of them, like, to get respect, you have to give it. Ain't no more that, no, the people next door can whip your child. No, because I don't even know the people next door. No, because are you whipping your own kids? No, because hey, you may take it too far. It's so many different things.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm reading comments while you.
Oh,
No balance in or now. Too far to either side.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes, Niche.
the year of the traditional grandmother is gone. I'm sorry. I'm not knocking no grandmas on here that's under a certain age.
Or
I'm
who's
not
to
knocking you.
watch, right?
We not knocking that. But I'm just saying, like, from when we were growing up, like that traditional grandmother of like teach you the morals and all of that stuff, and I'm gonna cook you, I know this rice burn your mouth or gravy, so I'm gonna make you a separate side of whatever.
Mhm.
Them is gone. God rest their soul, because now the new grandma's gonna say, go to that corner store, get that ramen noodle, huh? And be satisfied, huh?
The tradition, something, I don't want to say they are all gone, but
No, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
from the traditional of what it was.
Okay, so describe what is the traditional grandma?
I would say a certain age bracket, like, what is it? I want to say 50s and 60s.
So they would cook. They would cook for you. You would most likely see them cleaning. They would be at home. If granddaddy was still alive, granddaddy would, they would normally be at home and at church. That's
so, and then, I mean, since we go, she said, oh,
niche.
So going there though, it's just like, okay, man, okay, and no, he's gonna go here, but because of the absence there of grooming and kind of teaching them the right morals, you're getting kids having sex at 13, so they're having babies, so then you turn in the grandmas that's like still 29 or 30, you know what I mean? It's like, it's such a, that because that area wasn't addressed.
But
now,
what's crazy? Yeah, it's highlighted and stuff now, but that's been going on. It's been going on. It's like
the light that came behind me, huh?
Yeah, it did. It's been going on. It's like, but it was more so. I don't know. I really can't. I really can't.
I was levitating.
I really can't speak too much. On that. I don't have that experience because you got the grandmothers. They're young now. Yeah, the grandmothers were still young then because my mom will mind me telling that she was 16 when she had Ty. So I don't know how old her mother was when Ty was born.
Yeah.
So it's like that. You had,
I guess I get
back then, it's like people were marrying off their kids at 12 and 13.
Yeah.
So they were having.
But I think because, and this may get a little dicey, because you had your kid so young, were you necessarily robbed of being a kid? If you get what I'm saying. So because I had a baby at 18, then I'm having the baby too, but I still want to live my life.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I can't enjoy that. So now it goes from me. I have to choose between, do I want to raise this child the right way, or do I want to live my life and then pass my child on to somebody else?
To mama. Sometimes mama's available, and there's sometimes like, sis, no.
Yeah, and then stand in the lane of honor. So
because I'm going out too.
I'm not gonna, from the child's perspective, it's like, why would I respect you? Why would I honor you when you didn't care enough for me to raise me the right way? So now you looking and you're despising me as a child when I didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for you to lay down with such and such. It's just like, it's such a bad cycle, I think, now with, unfortunately, in our community, is that, of course, with COVID now, you cuffing a lot, huh? Young men and young women. So how do we get back to that? And it's not gonna happen overnight, obviously. How do we get back to honoring people to where I can tell your child, hey, stay off my grass, and you not mad, and you're not about to go in the house and get a Glock and try to shoot me? Like, the age of honor, how can we get back to honoring people And then even with, to kind of stay in the same vein with the Paris thing, it's like, okay, that like really gives you perspective on like, yo, you don't know when you leaving here, you don't have all the answers, Sway. You don't got the answer, Sway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna value this time that I have to get everything in line, not saying that I want to leave this earth before my time, but I want to make sure my family is set, my family is good, that my relationship, and obviously, again, going back to Paris, it's just like to see the outpouring of how people felt and just his stature as far as a musician, period. And then as a man, to hear the stories of a husband, he has children, loves his children, loves his wife. So it's just like, man, that hit me hard. Like, man, you got a lot of work to do, So I want to make sure I'm honoring my family in the best way possible. So that goes into conduct. How am I conducting myself outside of the presence of my wife? How am I conducting myself in front of my kids, right? So it's just like, am I showing them the right stuff so that when they're outside of my presence, that they honor me? It's
Well,
like
that's
reciprocal.
put a pin right there, because that's the question that I had to ask. The question I had to ask was, where do you learn honor from?
Well, I mean,
where do you, okay, M2M community, those who are here, where did you learn honor? Where did you learn honor from?
Let's go down the church angle. I mean, you go in some churches, and then this, dang, man. Okay, you go in some churches, women can't wear certain things. You ain't honoring the house. You ain't honoring the house. Now that's getting into, again, belief systems and what's the word I'm looking for? Denominational. So certain denominations, you can't wear certain things. You can't have this. You can't. We don't believe in certain things. So it's just like honor in certain categories of churches even is like skewed. Like, oh, you got on a hat. That's not honoring. Like, okay,
yeah.
where is that at?
Yeah,
it's like man-made stuff. So I think the honor system for me comes from a personal level of a person that I can look to say, yo, you living right, you're faithful, you're this, you're that, whatever, with your spouse, so that there's an honor system that even if they not living it, if I can see that in front of me, I at least have something like, yo, I want to be like Deacon whoever, or if it ain't a deacon.
So I'm with Nisha too. Nisha said at home. Yeah.
Yes.
Honor starts, to me, it starts at home. Where I learned honor from was from my home. Granted, my mom and my dad, they weren't together for a huge chunk of my life that I know of. I don't really know too much beyond that, but they weren't together. And in some sense, once I got older and, things started happening and life started happening, I started to resent the both of them for that. Like, okay, mom, my mom, she's raising me. My dad, he's doing his part. And I'm like, every kid wants to know why y'all couldn't work it out for me. So it's like, you have that. I'm bumping head with my mom, of course. Normal, typical teenager stuff. I bump head with my dad. Typical.
Pray for me.
Typical teenager stuff. Stop. Come on. I'm trying to honor you.
No, you try to slay me.
So with that, it's just like honor starts at home. So I'm listening to what my mom and my dad is saying, but they're going off of how they were raised. I'm listening to what they're saying, but I'm seeing something totally different, because I'm like, wait a minute, I want you to know. And I was, my mom allowed me respectfully to communicate with her. So she's telling me something and I'm like, but mom, I hear what you're saying, but this is what I see actually outside these doors. Yeah, I'm hearing, don't have sex until you're married. but I'm actually being bullied at school because I'm still a virgin. I'm hearing, hey, don't smoke that, don't drink that, but I'm actually being pressured into smoke this, drink this. So it's like, you know, uh, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's a lie. Because I'm telling you, words are very influential. So again, starting at home, trying, you listening to that, listening to it, and I'm respecting and I'm honoring. The Bible says, honor your mother and your father, in days of your youth, so that your days may be long. Yes, I'm trying to. So how do we honor even in this day? How do we honor even in this day? Because it's so different. Those who raised our parents, times were different. Our parents' times are different.
Yes. And then,
our times is different.
You know what makes it worse?
Our kids.
You know what makes it even worse?
What?
We just had four years of old child.
Jesus.
And that type of behavior to where you could dishonor people with social media every day. And then it goes deeper because it's like, this man was in the highest office in the land to influence the Senate. These are men that's been in politics for years and dozens of years. For him to come in and influence their minds, to dishonor their careers, like dishonor all the stuff you built up for years, fighting for right, fighting for justices, fighting for all of this stuff. This dude coming here for 4 years and y'all just scared. Like, you basically murdered your whole career off of a person that could care 2 cents about you.
And who's going to be in here for 4 years, possibly
right.
8.
And it's like, okay, so think about that. Like, that his tool was social media, Twitter. Our kids, this generation, that's all they use is social media. So if this dude can be here for 4 years, bullying people, talking, saying what he want to do, breaking the law as the president, I don't want to get political.
He had something on them people. That's how I feel, because ain't no way somebody gonna be that scared. You're scared of social media. You're scared of Twitter. You're scared of what he's going to say.
What it is that he has influence as far as people that believe in everything that he says. So in each state, these senators, these representatives, they are scared because it's like, the moment I speak against this dude, all he got to do is say something bad about me, and they pulling up where I'm at.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yes, that's true. They're making death threats and all types of stuff. Yeah.
Look what they did on the Capitol. Right. But we ain't gonna talk. We ain't going political, y'all. We just gonna stick to honoring. Hey, but they dishonored that place and didn't care.
Didn't care. Not a pinch.
But getting back to what you were saying, though, it's like, how could our kids learn how to honor if it don't? I agree. If it doesn't start at home, unfortunately, seeing President 45, bruh, if he can do that and be the president of the United States, what's stopping me? Like I can understand why a kid could honestly say that. If he can do all of that and still skate, why I gotta respect my auntie? Why I gotta respect my, it's just, it's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that this generation, like I said, going back to the traditional grandparents of, hey, you get out of line. If the person up the street see you getting out of line, they can check you. And then once you get home, you're going to get checked again. That was how me, man, I needed it. I got, what with a baseball bat, a plastic one.
Oh, shoot.
I was popping off at the mouth. My mom said, stay right there. I remember a yellow bat. That's all I remember.
Mighty God.
That sounds like Nerf balls.
Mighty God. Mighty God.
But I needed that.
Yeah.
Because I was out of line.
Yeah.
Wasn't honoring her.
But let somebody do that now. They could call the
people. That was years ago. If y'all trying to blackmail my mama, okay? Don't y'all say it. Not a word.
I'm telling. I'm telling. But how about the absence of a parent?
Yeah.
The absence of a parent.
See,
how
now,
do you honor the absence of a parent, especially through anger?
Because that builds up anger, and that makes you not want to honor them.
Yes.
Because it's like, yo.
Yes.
And then some of these not the people that's not in the lives, it's like you actually have an opinion on something about me, and you ain't reached your hand out to buy me a chicken sandwich from Popeye. Not even Chick-fil-A, Popeyes. So they're not gonna honor that, a parent that's not there. Ooh, Valdez. I'm gonna read what you just said.
Wait, what I'm saying is Ms. Moore before.
Yeah, it's more. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
we just went on our tangent. Once we got on 45, it was over.
Hold on. Nisha said, okay, yeah, right. What happens at home, home and outside the home are two different worlds.
That's facts.
Nisha said, unmarried people tell you to get married, but never really explain the why.
Ooh.
It's too much. It's too much because I said so. Now that's that because I said so thing that never sat well with me.
Jeez,
right.
Okay.
Right. Daryl said it's hard if a single mother thought that having this baby with a man would get him or keep him.
Wow.
It didn't. Now the mom is living that love through that son or daughter. You can't tell her nothing that her son did. She doesn't want to hear it. Your mom is texting right now. I thought she was texting because she's sorry, I was nervous. So that love that she thought she was going to get from that man, now she got to get it from the offspring of that man, the product of that man. And so now I'm holding, because I held the father to the highest pedestal. He's gone. So now what do I have left of that is this person from this
right.
baby, from this relationship.
Right.
So they're at the highest, that they're on the pedestal now. So it's like, oh yeah, your son did this. Nah, not my son.
And the crazy part is it sucks because the person that's been offended by, if it's a husband or wife or father, mother, they kind of resent the child. And that I think that happens a lot, to where it's like you almost resent the child because of the connection to the person that you're not with at that point. So honoring goes out the window, and it's like damnation comes. Like, because not only I didn't get the person I wanted, and now I gotta raise something by myself.
That's the other side of it.
Yes,
so,
it's like
it's couple sides of it, I guess. So octagon, but one side is you put your baby, you kind of like you live that love through your baby.
Yes.
You have another one that you resent. So what Niche saying? Too much. Do what I say not to do.
Yeah, but she said something too.
What Valdez say? Hold on.
Oh, Valdez, I'm sorry, man. He said a parent could be absent right in the house.
I'm up. I woke up.
Valdez, you need an offer.
For real. Man, Niche in here. Wow, my struggle with your uncle, but I've only since made peace with it. Oh, yes. Okay. Niche understood. Yes.
So you could either resent or overcompensate in the situation of the child. Yes. Yeah, that's true.
No balance.
That is true.
Yeah. Son husbands. Son husbands. I know some of those kids, right? You either resent or overcompensate. There's no balance. Yeah.
Yeah, because
there is.
Because it's just tough to get it's tough to get a child to honor you if they don't even respect the person that you chose to be. It's like, okay, you had me with that person, knowing that they're irresponsible or they're whatever that may be. So now I'm looking at you like, what you gonna tell me if you couldn't even get your life right with the joker you chose?
My God. My God.
Now, we couldn't say that back in the day because we would have been through the wall.
Yep.
But these kids now, they gonna tell you. They gonna tell you, because if they don't respect you, what can you do? What can you do? Just throw on some Rick Ross. Maybe they'll listen to him. I mean, that's sad that they're doing that.
I mean,
You know,
but it's
music.
true,
Yeah,
because that's who they look up to. Especially, it's like Rick Ross has money, houses, cars. Mom, we're struggling. Am I going to listen to you, or am I going to listen to Rick Ross, who has the goals that I have? He already accomplished them. You know, so.
Yeah, I mean, honor is it's a tough one because, I mean, especially in this generation,
it's so much that they have to go. It's so much that they have to go through, and they actually speak about it.
Yes.
You know, they actually have the opportunity. I don't even want to say the opportunity. They've taken the opportunity. They weren't given it. They've taken the opportunity and they speak on it. They don't care if you want to listen to it or not. They don't care if it offends you or not. Just straight up, like, I'm going to speak. I'm not like them back in the day. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to do it peacefully. I'm going to say what I want to say. You know, I'm hurting. I'm going through this. I'm hurting, and it's your fault.
It's a wealth of knowledge too. Yeah. I think that kind of, it makes it harder for, especially, again, we're in the vein of young people versus parenting. So it's kind of like in the lane of parenting right now. Because their fingertips, all that knowledge at their fingertips, they can tell you you're wrong. Because I'm stuck in the Stone Ages. I'm used to putting 87 gas in my car, even though my car is a 2021. Like, no, that's horrible gas. You need to be putting in the 93. And because we so gung-ho, who you gonna tell me? I've been pumping gas since I was 2.
Oh my God.
No, not 2.
No, they'll say 2.
I've been pumping gas since I was 2. What you talking about?
Yeah, you know, and that's true, because it's like age defines wisdom. And it's like, no.
Not always the case.
No, age does not define wisdom. And you know, there's some things that people, I'm grateful. You know, my father, I don't know if he ordered or watch. He may jar me, but I'm so glad that my dad actually, he listens to me now. He kind of take the time, because it wasn't all like, girl, who do you think you're talking to? Or he'll say, listen to you. Okay, listen to you. And I was like, oh, I do know something, I got a little wisdom. I was taught a little something.
Yeah, you got some grace.
Yeah, I got a lot of grace. So with that, but it's like, man, are you so full or so puffed up that you can't listen to someone who's younger than you?
Because you're dishonoring that person.
Yeah. Who's dishonoring what?
Because if you're trying to steer me to the right place, but all I see is your age.
Yeah. You're dishonoring me because we can't say checking, but we're letting them know, hey,
that's not right.
You don't check me. I'm older than you. Okay, well, go ahead and burn your fingers off. And then you're going to ask me to take you to the hospital.
Let's read. Would you want a doctor who hasn't updated their knowledge since they graduated? No. Come on,
Niche. You need to be on here on this live.
Honor.
Who hasn't updated their knowledge? There's so many. My uncle, Niche dad, God rest his soul, was the most handiest person besides my dad. And I mean, he didn't fix a couple of things in our homes and our apartments and stuff. But it's like,
yes.
Yeah. So as far as that, but as far, the things then. But if I would have put a Samsung refrigerator in his face now, would he know? He'll try to figure it out. But if he wasn't taught the new things, if he's not up to date with it, what is he going to do with it? What is he going to do with it? He was great with the things from then. But if you're not updated, you can't do nothing with what's going on
That's
now.
that prayer service. You can't put new wine in what? Old
Old
wineskins.
wineskins. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to maturitate.
Right. He would have. That's a good word. Right. He would have no clue. What Valdez say. Sometimes our parents still see us grown and married, have families as children. Yes. We honor but get disrespected by the elders.
Wow.
That is so. Yes.
And we not bashing no individual group. You see how we went from the kids to,
Yeah.
to the
Then we were talking about absent parents.
And then we can go to, we can go to the music side. We can go everywhere.
Yeah, because it's dishonor all over.
And it's glorified.
It's glorified because
I gave you our example.
You got to give your 2 cents. You got to speak your mind.
Speak your mind.
Yeah. Discretion and discernment and love.
I can go on a real one that's like, eee.
Let's go. Can y'all see us? Because I can't see us.
See, it's just the glory. It's behind me.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm elevating in here.
I see it. I see you. Okay, go ahead.
So, and I'm not knocking it, but the woman empowerment thing.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
So, to me, I think that the way it is, don't get me wrong, woman empowerment is great. We want you to have those rights. I ain't with that. No, you stay in the house and no. If you got that goal, go ahead and go do that. But I think it's used at times to dishonor the man. So it's like, oh, I can do what you can do. I can blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I don't think that's what those rights was for. I don't think they fought for that purpose.
It's not to bring division.
Not to, oh, I can do what you can do. Oh, you ain't gonna do that? Okay, I got the same degree as you. I went the same amount of years as you. Let me do it.
Okay, so as a man to hear anything you can do, I can do.
Glare is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, y'all, for the glare.
But they can see us.
Y'all can see us. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That glare is just Jesus back there.
Yeah. They can see it. Look on the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my head right here because my head is blocking that glare.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So as a man, you gotta come closer to. As a man, babe, a little closer. Come on. As a man,
you just
how does it feel? How does it feel when you hear that? If you hear that from me saying anything you can do, I could do.
I mean, it doesn't affect me because that's just not my. That's not a pet peeve. It's not like, oh, but like you trying to shovel and doing all that and like you bragging. You see what I just did out there?
I like the shovel.
Yeah, until your back burning. But anyway, that don't trigger me.
Yeah.
Because I know.
So the woman empowerment you said is more, it can sometimes be pushed as a,
Yes, read that.
Okay,
woman of God. Niche. Or Valdez too.
Valdez said, that's y'all anointed shiny. Yes. Right? It was not to create it was not to create equals, it was to create balance, yin and yang, masculine and feminine.
Yes. And that's all I'm saying. I think at times, and again, you can push back if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. But I think because it's gotten so pushed to the forefront, I think women it's not used, like she said, it's not used as yin and yang, masculine and feminine to be balanced. I think it's more or less to usurp power. So it's like, I'm going to usurp power over you because I got a degree of 8 years and you only went for 4. And I'm making just as much money as you. Women empowerment.
But
and it's
but think about that.
Oh, Jesus showing up.
But think about that. What is it? The women may have a degree, a higher degree in that same field, but yet that man is still going to get paid more. So a lot of it is out of frustration And that's to be honest. Women are frustrated. So we're empowered because we're always getting the shorter end of the stick. We're always being pushed to the back. We're always being pushed to the side. We're always being, a man is this man. And it's like, a woman, come on.
I think where I'm going to give you a little pushback with that is that men are honored on a bigger scale than women. I don't know how that sounds to y'all. Honored on a bigger, on a same, it may not even be the same plateau. I don't think a man would be celebrated like a woman would be celebrated for any type of accomplishment. That's just my opinion. Now, I'm just saying that's just my opinion. And certain things, it's just like, oh, he got that promotion. Good job, sir. Sister, so what? You see what the women's is doing out here?
Okay.
Because I'm just trying to live for my family.
Okay, but think about that. Who does the congratulating? Who does the congratulating? Because a woman is going to be like, yeah, you know, congratulations, Kurt. You know, you did such an amazing job. You may get it from a man, oh, congrats, dude, whatever. So a woman is going to, you know, I guess that's the emotional side of women. But, you know, we're going to, what?
But I think sometimes, yeah, I agree, you know, they can't celebrate, but at the same time, there could be dishonor with like minimizing, you know what I mean? It's like, it could be indirect minimizing of a person's accomplishment. So it's like, oh, you got that promotion. Oh, that's good. That's, you know,
that's jealousy.
That little promotion.
That could be jealousy. As we talk about far as from a woman.
Yeah.
A woman can come to you. Okay.
Yeah. Because
a woman can come to you. Oh, you got that little promotion. Yeah. Oh, you think you got the little promotion and that you better than me.
Yeah, because ideally
that's culture.
Yeah. And I was gonna say ideally, you know, if you get with a person and then now we get into a relationship now. So if you have your ideal of what your spouse should be doing, if that's not communicated, it could damage your relationship. In my opinion, it could obliterate your relationship. Okay. So if I see Kendra as a worship leader traveling the world and she only sees herself in a local storefront church, we're gonna have a problem because I'm gonna try to force her to be something that she ain't willing to be. And so I think that may be an unspoken language between, you know, people in relationship is that if you have an ideal of what I should be, maybe you can tell me, you know, if you see something that, oh, Kurt, you need to push in the area of marketing. Maybe I'm not strong there. Maybe I thought of it and just never did it. But if my wife understands me and could push me in that area, yes, versus saying, you know what, you suck at marketing. Like you need to, it's just a way of doing that. And it's like an ego stroke. Like versus if she wants to be a baker, I'm like, hey, all right, let's get to save this money up so we can get you some type of show or something. We're gonna be on Zoom.
Niche got that segue into relationships. In the corporate world, it's frustrating, but at home it shouldn't be.
Ooh, niche.
Because that whole woman, right? That whole woman empowerment.
Yeah, because if you bring that home to your spot, like I'm not gonna bring that stuff home. If I'm never gonna like talk down on Kendra. Come on.
Wait, real quick. Valdez says men has been in charge of the world for many generations. Women are not being honored on the same level as men because the men that is in charge doesn't see them as equals.
Ooh.
Yes. That's another one. Carlton said good point, but I don't know what the good point was. I'm sorry, Carlton. What if the person that's being pushed doesn't see the need for the push? Now
ooh. Huh?
So wait, that's two different things. So wait a minute. Let's go back to Valdez. Women are not being honored on the same level as men because the men that's in charge doesn't see them as equals. So that's in some cases. That's on both. That's on both men and women. And depends on, our friend. Our friend would tell her boyfriend, her fiance, her boyfriend all the time, I got an MBA in this, I got degrees in this, I got this, you just got a high school diploma, and it's like,
that's wild.
Wait a minute,
that's wild.
So it's like, but it was more so of, so that's why I said men and women. So it's like, in these things, it's like, hold on, when it comes down to someone trying to buck up against the system or bring, I don't want to say correction or knowledge, or letting them know, hey, there's some areas that I'm in, gender role, whatever, person, the individual, there's some areas that an individual is going to be a little bit more stronger than you. So why does it have to be competition? Automatically it goes to competition. And it's like, why can't we work together?
I don't think it's competition. I just think it's the way in addressing something. If you see something in me that is lacking, or whatever the case is, it's just all about the way you bring that. Because like I said, if we stand in the context of like the gender role, and if it's a person that has, hey, she makes more than me or whatever it is, if you bring that stuff home to me, and then on top of that you try to talk to me, so like you talking to me the wrong way, nah, it's gonna be problems. So I think it's all in the address and the approach. Because if you were making more than me, I'm not gonna feel the type of way, because you're gonna cop my J's regardless.
That's true. I mean,
well, I don't know how to see. Okay, I take that back.
Okay, because in a sense, okay, when we first got together, we both, I don't know, as far like the job thing was, we weren't struggling,
right?
But we were good. We were cool. Yeah. But I was
Shout out to Department of Social Services.
No, for real. Because they really did help. Because we both have part-time jobs and kids to raise. Hi. So thank you. But for that, but where I was, I was at M&T, which was a little bit more stable than where you were. But it was never the case of something thrown in your face. Did I ever throw that in your face?
No.
Did you ever feel some kind of way?
No.
So that's what I'm saying. So in that,
we sorry, somebody outside my window. I'm about to jump out this window. It's a Sunday. But
I want to stay your tail, right?
No.
Your hind.
But no, our story was that, like, hey, she had the more stable job at that time, and I'm just a substitute teacher. But they had me all over Buffalo. Like, hey, I'm the disciplinarian. I show up in your kid's school if they, ain't acting right. Mr. Johnson, behavior specialist. But once the transition happened to where I got pushed into like health insurance, it was like, all right, cool.
Were you the same way with me once you got
once I started getting bonuses, I still loved you.
Were you the same way with me?
I love you.
So
I love you.
In that,
I love you.
Why do I? Okay, I'm able to be that way towards you, but you were different to me.
I wasn't different to you. I wasn't different to you.
How were you then? Who are you?
Well, I'm not different to you though. I don't see me like, oh, I made, you just had little M&T. I'm at Blue Cross Blue Shield.
No.
Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield.
You didn't use that. Shouts out to
Highmark.
Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Who got the Bill Stadium? Sorry.
Yes.
So, with that, no, you didn't use that verbiage, but things were different.
It was different. Just because a lot changed with that too. So I think I was more or less, because if you think, we had, shouts out to Department of Social Services at one point. So we go from that to, okay, we gonna shorten your blessing from Department of Social Service to, you don't get no Department of Social Service.
Honey,
so now,
much, right?
Now we gotta, cause we was living in the land of milk and honey.
Mm-hmm.
What you want? You want 5 bags of 10 pounds of chicken wings? We about to get them 5 bags. To now I gotta pay for all that? No, give me 1 bag.
Fiji water to
Fiji to Tops water.
No.
You gonna get that? No, Aldi's water. We was drinking Fiji.
Shouts out to Aldi's. I love Aldi.
Hey, Bridget.
Hey. Yeah, Niche said, no, Mom, they're not fighting outside again. Some men can't handle a woman. Can't handle a woman making more, even if she don't throw it in their face. And that's true. That's true. That's
listen, but Niche, I'm like, listen.
That's something.
She making more.
You weren't because there's some cases that they're justified. That some men are justified for that because
just let me get on my feet, and then once we do, I'm like, yo, quit your job.
Yeah.
That's where I was at. Like, let me get there, and if I could do it, I don't want you working. Because it's like, she knocked up working in a bank, and then somebody come up in there, and then I'm about to be like, I'll be losing my mind, and that happened. So it's just like, okay, to me, what's the greatest level of honor in my wife? If I can get her out of harm's way, and I work, kick your feet up, young lady.
Yeah, that was.
Amen.
That was scary. Yeah. So
people live differently.
We sure did.
We lived like we was. When I say Fiji, we was getting the 24 pack. The big bottle of Fiji.
Anybody got some more sales?
Stop. That's a leak.
Hit us up an idea.
We not that type of channel.
You're right. I'll take you to the store.
We live honorable.
I'll take you to the store.
Put your pen in our I am your pen.
I'll take you to the store.
Listen, we was living high up the hall.
Listen, and we also blessed people.
Yeah, we did.
We did. We don't have to say names, but we blessed people. We
sold ties to some people.
Yes, we did. Yeah, ties.
I mean, you know what I mean.
We just got them some food. Sorry, I lived differently too on steps. I had enough food to feed them. Yes, we help some people out.
Listen,
amen. But come on, back to honor. Shoot,
we being honorable right now.
Yes,
because we ain't taking nobody's food stamps.
That's right. But as far as that, it's like, man, I didn't.
Yes.
We shouldn't be in a competition when it comes down to that. Like, listen, we both bringing it to the house.
Right.
We're paying our bills. Our bills are paid. Our kids don't want for anything. What does it matter who's making more? And
respect me as a man. Like, just
what do you mean by that?
Just
respect you as a man.
Honor.
If you're for either or, if you're making less than me.
Yeah, like less, what? More. Just respect me as the man.
We're talking about disrespect, period. Jamal, what do you need?
Can I have noodles?
Noodles?
Pray for Jamal, because he just
in a minute.
Conversation talking about I want some noodles.
Go get a snack. Go get a snack, and then we'll get you that. I mean, we got macaroni and cheese, chicken.
Good grief! And he want ramen.
That's what they do.
Rose can switch through our marriage, but if the focus is the we, then what's the issue? Come on, Carl.
Yeah. Switch throughout our marriage. Yeah. What's the issue? There shouldn't be one.
That's facts.
There
Carl.
shouldn't
that's
be
facts.
one. But there's some the whole disrespect thing, and when it comes down to that, and then in marriages, it's like, okay, there's different. To me, what the Campbells may deem as disrespect in their household, in their marriage, the Johnsons may not.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, with the whole disrespect thing, gosh, I lost my train of thought.
And I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Bridget. All that food y'all got, I'm coming for a plate. We ain't get the food stamps yet.
It's enough though.
It's enough. The stamps yet.
It's enough. People think
nobody send me
their paycheck makes them the head of the household.
Yeah, it's such a Valdez. I'm trying not to go there. Like I'm trying not to go there because then
In the taxes, does it? What makes you a head of household in your taxes? Is it the paycheck? Is it a person, whoever you want to appoint
Yes.
at that moment?
You want what?
I
Ate one what?
one snack.
You ate
Okay.
one snack already?
Okay.
What else do you want?
We'll be there. We'll get you a snack. We'll get you some. You want some mac and cheese?
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Noodles was
We have a son that is
Okay,
not honoring
I'll get
his
it in
father
1
in front of
second.
y'all.
Julian should be home any minute. So
Who? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
who you appoint as head of household?
Yes, that's
Yes.
true. Yes.
Yes. Too many women feel like they can't respect a man who makes less than them instead of thinking of it as a total household income.
Is that really a thing? I want to make sure I read that right. Too many women feel like they can't respect a man who makes less. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I read that wrong. Okay, instead of thinking that it's a total household income. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
If I have to claim somebody on my taxes because you eat, because you're eating my food and using my water and electricity, I am the head of
You don't use the biblical words, Bridget. Who says the? Using these scriptural words.
They
Don't hear exegete. Being exegetical.
Kurt Johnson. So yeah, honoring, and as far as that's where I was going. As far as a respectful and a disrespect, if some things has happened before, there has been some challenges in the respect area.
Mm-hmm.
Like infidelity, whatever. How do you get on the track
To
honoring? How can you honor someone who has hurt you?
It's way too
Because
many.
it doesn't have to be something as like, oh yeah, they cheated on me. Because like we never went through, thank you, Jesus. We never went through that before. But there was moments where we didn't honor each other for years. We were really, really hurt by each other's actions and what happened between us. So with that, on the road to honoring you again, on the road to honoring me again, how do we get there?
It takes those hard conversations. Unfortunately, it's like it's an unavoidable thing. It's once I've done so much damage to her with my words, it's like, all right, bro. Either you're gonna have to like face up to this and actually, yes, reconciliation through forgiveness and prayer. Yes. Having that conversation too is like, all right, bro. Like I'm not bro, but it's like you gotta come to grips with like you did this. And how long did you do that and think you normalized that behavior? So it's like I have to undo what I've done and then I have to create something new and actually be willing to stick it out all through however long that takes, because that person had to deal with all that time, you were doing what you were doing. So it's just like having that aha moment was like, oh man, like, yeah, you a jerk, like Kurt, like, and you were specific on the words you said too. So, like Valdez said, of course, reconciliation through forgiveness and prayer. But really having the higher conversations is really like kind of the like, all right, he's willing to talk about it and actually hear a person's hurt and then be like accepting your fault in that. And then like, hey, all right, let's turn this page. I'm gonna try to work at that to get you back to where we were, so I guess that's my answer.
Yeah, and the same thing with me. Like mine was trust was broken. Trust was broken because of what? I mean, you were a jerk with your off-whites. I guess.
I didn't have my off-whites yet. I didn't.
Yeah, other Jordans, being a jerk.
Yeah.
But mine was like trust was broken because of, well, straight up, I had a whole different view on relationships, and I thought Kurt was just one of the other ones, So my whole perspective, my whole
Ninjas.
look, my whole look on him was like whatever. So I didn't take him serious. Again, like I said, I never cheated on him. It was just like I had friends. I entertained conversations that I shouldn't have. It didn't go too far, of course, but it still was like, yo, I did have history. I had history with them. I had that. Um, just trust, trust in all of that. And I told him, I'm like, yeah. What's the big deal? You don't see the wrong in that? No, I don't. Nope. I've been doing it. I've been doing it. So what makes you different? Like who do you really think that you are? Especially with with the past that I had. I'm like, nah. I've developed this shell, this hardcore. Like, yeah, I'm about to get you before you get me. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be this person, this role, the end role. Like I had that type of core. So, and then growing up around brothers, only right. So when Kurt was serious, and I'm like, okay, how do you be serious? So in that, when I saw the series, and I actually like, nah, he really serious. So when that happened, it was like the hurt and the stuff and the hurt and the damage has already been done. So now he's reacting off of his hurt. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't look at you. I didn't view you the way that you view me. And I'm like, man, like I really do like you. And yeah, I do love you. I just don't know how. I don't know how to do it in this way. I know that way. I don't know how to do it this way. So with that, yeah, he had his moments, and I'm not going to say that I deserve them. No, I didn't deserve it, but I understood the frustration and the hurt that I put him through to kind of take him. You can't control how people react to the pain that you kind of like put him through. But he did take years later, he did take his responsibility for his part to play. And so yeah, we're moving forward. So with the honoring with him, like Valdez says, reconciliation and those hard conversations.
Yeah.
Like having those hard conversations. Like, okay, here it is, laying it on the table. This is how it was. This is whatever. And we had a conversation. We into when we did a talk about it, with some of the things. What was it? About our past.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that was really, 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 really important to him. And I'm like, no, no. So with that, so we had to incorporate we had to have some of those hard conversations that actually shaped us to who we were now. Even hard conversations of our childhood that even shaped us.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, like tears.
Yeah.
I mean, sobbing after those things, and being able to trust somebody with that. This is something I never told nobody.
Right.
This is something I don't want to share with my mama. This is something that if my brother knew, he'd shoot this person. This is something. Come on, he would. So, with these things, do I trust you enough with that?
Mm.
Am I dishonoring you by not telling? Am I dishonoring my husband or my wife by not telling them the things that I just don't know how?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's a very top level of honoring, when you can have those conversations of like, hey man, I know what I did. I did some of the most horrible things, if it is cussing you out, calling you everything but a child of God.
Oh, let's move on from that.
But again, I think we did a lot of honoring, like different departments of that. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can get to the musician singer.
Oh, yeah.
How some of these.
Well, I mean, we started off with just going like, man, the shock of Paris.
Yes, Paris
The
Ball.
shock of Paris.
Yeah, just
The shock of different other, musicians that has passed. But not only that, everybody on here I know has experienced somebody who, a friend, a family member who has passed suddenly, and it shook them.
yeah.
And of course, the thing that happens, the thing that we go to is, could I have done more? How could I have
Right.
honored them more? Do they know how much I love them?
Right.
Do they know how much I respect them? I appreciate them. Give them their flowers while they're living. Let them know that you appreciate them while they can still hear it. Give them their plants while they're living, so they can appreciate it.
No, I want my reefer.
All right.
I'm
Give him
I'm
his
joking. I'm
J's
joking.
while he's living. He has enough. So,
Who are you to minimize God's blessings on the earth? The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, and the world that they that dwell therein. For he has founded upon the seas and established upon the floods.
Hi guys. So,
I just tapped in. Quote my scripture.
All right.
Don't me at the same time. But no, but I agree wholeheartedly, man. It's just like that like I said, Saturday, to hear that news was just like, man, like,
yeah, it's just, you gotta honor.
shouts out and honor the crew that you hit with.
Mhm.
And when I mean hit, it's like a musical term. So you're not talking about anyone getting literally
Your
hit.
family members,
Your loved ones, your kids.
let them know how much you appreciate
We honor
them.
y'all for listening. Huh?
Yes, M2M community.
Yes,
Thank you for sharing, for liking, for coming on here. Some of y'all come on here every week. Some of y'all just keep going. Tennis shoes are cool, but give me my Gators. Yes.
Shouts out to Horace.
Yes, Horace.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna be having weed. Okay, no. We had 6 pass away suddenly. Yep, just last year.
Yeah, I mean that
6 family
like
members.
I said, personally, that one to me was just like,
yeah,
okay, I didn't expect it, and then but I did see that he was, in ICU, and then not hear anything about it, and then to hear it was just like, nah, man, like,
yeah.
So like I said, my whole perspective was just like, man, Saturday was rough, and then on top of that, I was having crazy issues with the vaccine, the Moderna. Not crazy, but it was just like Friday, or what day was that? Thursday or Friday?
Wednesday. You got the shot. Thursday, you felt the side effects of it.
Side effects on Thursday. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Monday was Kendra.
What?
So I was eating a sub from Jim's Steakhouse
yes.
on Monday, and they messed up my order.
Testimony service.
They messed up my order, and whatever. It was a chicken finger sub, and I've eaten it from there before. But whatever. They put a little.
Something was in there.
They put some food on there that I didn't ask for. But I wasn't allergic to any of those. I've had it before. Well, I started choking, and my face blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Like blew up. And I had an allergic reaction, and I was on prednisone, Benadryl, on all types of stuff.
She's gonna stay in the house if her face looked like that, because they was not gonna accuse me of doing it.
I mean, my friends, some of my friends was like, "Yo, did Kurt hit you? Yo, tell the truth. It's okay. Tell the truth. Blink 5 times real fast if Kurt hit you," because my face blew up so bad. It was just so big. It was red, scab. Like my face looks. You can still see a little bit of it, like around here, but like my face was terrible. And then, got the shot, and then Kurt went down from the side effects of it Thursday.
Yeah, it was.
And oh my gosh, so that was tough, tough for him. Then, it was an eventful week. Yes. Yes. Looking like Martin. I was going to get him. Yes. Shouts out to Siobhan, who's going to come over here and
Oh my goodness.
rough you up.
No, I didn't do it, Siobhan. I did not do it.
But it was just crazy. So
Yes.
in those moments, yes, those are minute compared to death.
Yeah.
And but
I
it just
I didn't dishonor either. I told her the truth. Cause she wanted, Kurt, how does my face look? Does it look bad? Yes.
I said, am I still beautiful? He said, we can laugh now, but I was gonna knock him smooth, okay? So, but like I said, those are minute to death, but it just makes you appreciate, really appreciate your loved ones.
Yeah. So honoring. This was a unique type of week. Like I said, just having that type of week, and then to have that news, it just kind of, it just was like, man, that messed me up Saturday. And I was just trying to like be my normal self, joke, and I'm like, man, it didn't sit well. And I was like, man, what can I do? What can we do I want to try to honor him, because I didn't know him personally, but just appreciating his musical like genius, and then to know you're a father, husband, you got kids, and like it's like, man, I utmost respect and definitely honoring him for his contribution as a Black man, but then as well as an awesome musician. So
in a world full of dishonor, let's try to
honor each other as much as we
try to honor somebody this week, especially this week, today, tomorrow. Try. You ain't gotta spend a whole bunch of money or spend money at all.
Yes.
But
and we're gonna have
honor somebody
coming up soon. It's gonna be a fun topic. We already talked to our guests.
We're not gonna tell you. You'll just find out another time.
You just dishonored me in front of these people. We just talked for how long?
Okay, we're about to end this live.
See, you taking the role? Do I need to flex?
All right, M2M community, we love y'all.